quiet collapse is happening all around us. It does not arrive with sirens. It does not announce itself loudly. There is no smoke, no blood on the streets. But homes are breaking. Hearts are becoming distant. Souls that once promised to walk together are slowly turning away from one another. And most people do not even realize when it begins. It starts silently. A small coldness, a short sentence spoken without care, a look that once carried mercy but now carries impatience. And before anyone understands what is happening, a marriage that once felt safe becomes heavy to carry. Across the world, something frightening is unfolding. From America to Europe, from the Middle East to South Asia, from Turkey to Indonesia, marriage rates are falling, divorce rates are rising, and even in homes where divorce does not happen, something else is dying: peace, mercy, sakina. Many couples stay together, but their hearts live far apart. They share the same house, but not the same soul. This is not just a social issue. This is not only about law, economy, or culture. This is a spiritual crisis. In just one generation, marriage has changed its meaning. What was once seen as a lifelong journey is now treated like a temporary arrangement. What was once an act of worship is now reduced to a contract of comfort. And when comfort disappears, when expectations are not met, when emotions fluctuate, people walk away as if nothing sacred was broken. But something sacred was broken, something Allah honored, something the angels witnessed. There is a hadith that should shake every heart that hears it. The Prophet said that Iblis places his throne upon water. He sends his soldiers to spread corruption among people. They return one by one, each describing the sins they caused, but none of them satisfy him, until one comes and says, "I did not leave him until I separated a husband from his wife." At that moment, Iblis brings him close and praises him. Think about this. There are many sins, many acts of disobedience, yet the destruction of a marriage brings special joy to Shaitan. Why? Because marriage is not just two people, it is the foundation of generations. It is the place where faith is lived daily. When a home collapses, the damage does not stop at two hearts. It spreads outward, quietly shaping society. So we must ask ourselves an uncomfortable question. If marriages are collapsing everywhere, what is the real reason? Is it only financial pressure? Is it only modern life? Is it only social media? Or is something deeper being removed from the center of marriage? Many people point to statistics. They say divorce rates are rising because people are more educated, because women are more independent, because life is faster, because expectations are higher. All of these may play a role, but statistics only show the surface. They do not explain the disease. They only describe the symptoms. And if we treat symptoms without understanding the root, the collapse will continue. In many parts of the world today, 1 out of every 3 marriages ends in divorce. In some countries, even more. And many marriages end emotionally long before they end legally. Couples stop speaking from the heart. Forgiveness disappears. Small mistakes turn into permanent accusations. And slowly, two people who once prayed for each other begin to pray against each other. This is not normal. This is not how marriage was designed. Islam does not view marriage as a romantic experiment. It does not view it as a solution to loneliness. It does not view it as a contract for pleasure alone. Marriage in Islam is something far heavier and far more beautiful. It is an amanah, a trust, a path of purification, a shared road that does not end at the grave. When marriage is removed from this perspective, it becomes fragile. It becomes dependent on emotions, and emotions are unstable. They rise and fall. They weaken under pressure. They change with time. A marriage built only on emotion is like a house built on sand. It may look beautiful when the weather is calm, but the first storm exposes the weakness. There are 2 things that keep a marriage alive: hope and forgetting. Hope that Allah is watching. Hope that hardship is not meaningless. Hope that patience is seen. and forgetting the mistakes that do not need to be remembered forever. Many homes collapse not because of major sins, but because of small mistakes repeated in memory again and again. A word spoken 10 years ago, a moment of weakness that was forgiven once but never forgotten. Each argument digs the wound deeper until there is nothing left but pain. Look at the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look at how he dealt with human weakness. He did not deny that people make mistakes. He did not pretend that believers are perfect. He understood the human heart. When Hatib made a mistake that could have endangered the entire Muslim community, the Prophet did not reduce him to his sin. He looked at his iman. He forgave him. When slander spread about Aisha radiallahu anha, and even some respected companions were involved in repeating it, forgiveness still existed. This is not weakness. This is strength. This is understanding the nature of humanity. But inside homes today, mistakes are weaponized. Words are collected like evidence. Silence is used as punishment. Love becomes conditional. If you hurt me, I will hurt you back. This mentality does not come from iman. It comes from ego. And ego has no place in a marriage meant to survive. Marriage is meant to be the place of deepest closeness. The Arabic root of the word uns is familiarity, warmth, comfort. The place where a human being should feel the strongest uns is in marriage. Two people eat together, sleep together, walk the same days, carry the same burdens. If this level of closeness does not produce mercy, then something dangerous has entered the home. The opposite of uns is harshness, coldness, wildness of the heart. When this happens, the home turns into a battlefield, a place people escape from instead of returning to. Many people today feel pressure in their chest before opening the door of their own home. Think about how heavy that is. The place that should be a refuge becomes a source of anxiety. And when this happens, the problem is not only between two people. The problem is that Allah is no longer at the center. There is a law Allah placed in creation. The strength of something depends on the reason it exists. If the reason for marriage is money, then when money loses its power, the marriage weakens. If the reason is beauty, beauty fades. If the reason is status, status changes. But if the reason is Allah, that reason does not disappear. That is why a marriage built for Allah has roots that go deeper than emotion. Many people enter marriage trusting feelings instead of intention. They say, I feel happy, I feel attracted, I feel excited. But feelings are not promises, they are weather. Intention is the foundation. When intention remains strong, the relationship can be repaired again and again. Without intention, even the smallest problem feels unbearable. Consider this simple example. When you sit next to someone on a bus for 10 minutes, you may exchange a greeting, nothing more. The journey is short, so the connection is shallow. But when you sit next to someone for hours on a long journey, conversation begins naturally. A bond forms without effort. Marriage works the same way. If you see your marriage as a short worldly journey, the bond stays shallow. But if you see it as a road that extends into akhirah, everything changes. Patience increases. Forgiveness becomes easier. Small issues lose their power. This is why Islam warns so strongly against building marriage only on youth and beauty. Youth ends, beauty fades. When the journey feels short, people invest less. When the journey feels eternal, people invest deeply. A marriage that remembers akhirah behaves differently in dunya. Inside such a marriage, certain things are protected. Salah is not neglected. Conversations about akhirah exist. Children grow up seeing iman lived, not only spoken. This does not mean there are no problems. It means problems are carried differently. Compatibility in Islam is not only about personality or lifestyle. It is about direction. Are you walking towards the same destination? The concept of kufu is often misunderstood. It does not mean perfection. It means balance, suitability, harmony of values. Love in Islam is like a seed. It must be watered. It requires care. It requires patience. Without nourishment, it dries. The Arabic word for spouse carries deep meaning, zawj, like two parts of one whole, one shoe of a pair. Alone, it is useless. Together, it allows movement. There is also the word rafiq, a companion on a long road, someone who shares exhaustion, someone who understands silence. This is what marriage is meant to become, not just physical closeness, but unity of direction. And when this unity exists, certain boundaries protected. Gaze matters, modesty matters. Jealousy is a natural feeling, but provoking it is destructive. Islam does not deny human emotion, it guides it. A husband and wife who see each other as eternal companions protect the journey. They do not invite unnecessary harm into their home.